Good morning. It is the last day of July and it is beautiful outside. It is absolutely a gorgeous morning. As you can tell, we're working on service trucks today. My dad actually has been working on this back rack. This is the truck that we bought out of South Dakota, used on an auction for $3,500. We like to call it the $3,500 gamble. So far, we like it. We still got a misfire on cylinder number 2. We're gonna do all 8 coils and plugs at some point. I got them ordered, but they haven't showed up yet, which is fine. And so right now I'm gonna be working on the wiring. I love these mornings when I'm able to get in the shop early and get working on stuff, but usually that has to involve me getting to bed early, which some of these flash rainstorms we've had, that's kind of wreaked havoc with my sleep schedule a little bit. I think in the last week, I've seen 3 a.m. twice from the backside and once from the front side. It's been all over the place. So when people talk about, you know, a balanced work-life ratio, I don't quite understand that, because my attitude growing up on a farm was always, hey, you just work to get the job done. And I'm okay with that. I really am. I just kind of know that's the way it goes. There's those days that some days it goes that way, some days it goes like this, where, hey, I'm in the shop early. But such is life, right? Today's gonna be kind of fun. We're gonna be doing the electrical on this truck, working on the back rack, working on the fog lights up front. One of the main reasons that we like the back racks is we're actually able to attach strobe lights to it and additional work lights, which makes it really nice, because a lot of times these trucks will actually get pulled behind pieces of farm equipment or tractors and spreaders. And it's always just nice. It's good safety, but it's also just nice having everything lit up. It's not overly hard to do this stuff, but there is a lot of steps involved. And usually when I do stuff like this, I got like a day and a half, maybe even 2, wiring stuff up. It's August 8th. I thought I was gonna have this out. I thought I was gonna have this out of here before August 1st, and that hasn't happened. All right, but so as you can tell, we've had a few delays in that timeline, but I'm also very happy with the way it's turning out. And you know, sometimes that's just kind of the way it goes. Like, you have good intentions. Oh, it's only take like a day or 2. Sometimes you get a lot of distractions. You got to rip the front end out of a car for your dad's hot rod. Got to help another friend get the air conditioning fixed and some of his stuff. Had a wake and a funeral this past week, and that took a little bit of time, but also very grateful. And yeah, here we just are, August 8th, and well, we're dang close to having it done. My co-host and sister Dawn isn't going to be here today. Unfortunately, we had another one of those things where I got delayed a whole bunch. We're kind of blessed. We didn't know if we're going to make this work. Originally, I thought we were not going to be able to film together, and then we were able to jockey some of the scheduling around. But Dawn literally just walked in the shop, and I just got done soldering some wires. So
yay.
Believe me, it's real.
Surprise. Hey, it looks awesome though.
Yeah, thank you. It has been a lot of work. It has been a crap load of work. And then we also kind of like overdid it. It was kind of that project that just kept creeping.
And then you turn it like this, it'll go forward, and we'll have to put a little turn on this yet too, so you can put it straight out. That, or we just put it straight out, and you can stop it at any point.
So, go ahead.
No, this is funny. It happens to everyone.
Happens to us way too much. Well, you know, it's like, it started, hey, we want to put a back rack on it so we can put a strobe light on it. That was the original goal, right? Just because that way you always got the strobe light, and if you're needed on the side of the road, etc., it's there.
Okay.
But then it was like, well, if we're going to run wires for a strobe, let's also run them for a fuel tank. Now, usually that takes heavier gauge wire, etc. And I'm like, okay, yep, fuel tank, what else we smart? Okay, so then we got strobe light, fuel tank, okay. But then if we're going to run those wires, we might as well run a few more wires, because wouldn't it be cool if we could put blinkers on it? But then if we're going to put blinkers on it, wouldn't it be cool if we added the other orange flashy lights?
Oh, okay.
And then it's like, well, if we're going to wire all of that in, why don't we wire some fog lights in the front?
Okay.
That's where we're at now.
Probably, I mean, maybe some speakers and maybe a small mini fridge back here, or...
We did talk about updating the radio. It's something that had a display, so we could, when you send people off for parts, you could just have it hooked right up to their phone, and then have the display, and it'll drive right there.
Oh, wow.
That's getting moved to this winter.
Okay. Wow.
The goal right now is finish this up,
Okay.
and then we'll like go on to the next project, because I still got some equipment that has green paint that needs some attention. And
yeah, because actually, like, fall is
right around the corner. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Well, but you know, right?
Yep.
Forward progress. The one thing with the service trucks go everywhere. I mean, they go to every job site, blah, blah, blah. They go to every field. So on one hand, spending more time doing this, but then knowing the end result of it, it's just really, it's one of those things that sucks when you do it, but you're so grateful when you just get to that point and fall. And if you need the strobe, you flip the light on. If you need to work lights, you flip the light on. You need a fuel pump, cool, flip it, you know. The title of today's video is 3 tips for wiring.
Okay.
What would your 3 tips be?
We'll find somebody that really knows what they're doing. Number 2, I don't know. The extent of my wiring knowledge is like wiring in outlets when our parents remodeled. So.
Well, even when you walked in, you watched me wiring like 7 wires together, 8 wires together, and it's like, yep, don't judge me. This looks rough right now, but give me like another hour, we'll have it. It's one of the challenges of trying to do a video every week. Sometimes you don't get the project all the way done. The neat thing here, everything's working, and this morning I'm gonna button up my goal here. My goal here is to actually have this done here today. We're not far off, but I do have a little wiring there I gotta clean up and button up. So here's my recommendations for anybody that is doing this type of work. Wiring is never glamorous, but it is one of those things that the more you put into it, the more you get back. Where I really learned to fight some of the green grunge and some of this electrical stuff is actually on vehicles and then semis and semi-trailers, because they're always in the snow, they're always in the sleet, they're always in the gravel road dust, they always have the scuzz on them. And the number one thing that I learned that made wiring better is learn to solder. Here, a lot of these connections are all soldered together. Just about every connection here we actually solder together, because what we've had with the butt connectors, your typical shrink tube butt connectors, those will work. Used them a bunch, they have their place. But I can't tell you how they're usually good for 1 to 2 years, and then you get to like year 3, 4, you start chasing electrical gremlins, and then what you kind of find is the wires are pulling out of it. I know people are gonna say wires don't shrink. Something does. Seems like sometimes they kind of do, because you'd be surprised. You when you originally wire it, you have some slack in the wire, and then all of a sudden you come back because you're fighting some gremlins, and it seemed like something shrinked up a little bit and pulled the wire out of the butt connector. That and just vibration, I'm pretty sure can do it. But sometimes when I think back over the last handful of years, some of the wiring that I had to go back and refix, a lot of it was because I found a wire pulling out of a butt connector, and that's where soldering them doesn't seem like I have that kind of issues. Forgot shrink tube. It's okay, man. I did it like 3 times this morning. So tip number 2. Tip number 2 is kind of one of those things, if you know how to wire, but you still seem to get like these weird intermittent flashes and things just aren't performing the way you want, try adding a ground. I can't tell you how many times adding another ground, we talked about it briefly before, adding another ground to the pickup cab, to the dash, maybe it's to the truck body, maybe it's an additional ground to the semi-trailer. Definitely seems like that always fixes a lot of those problems. My thing I always like doing, I try to weld a stainless steel bolt to every frame that I can. In this case, I got one welded in the pickup box. I also have one here on the headache rack itself. And what's nice is that stainless steel never corrodes. They're pretty easy to weld on, but that always ensures that you have a really nice ground, especially when it comes to like skid loader trailers, because those definitely, especially if they're on the underside, a lot of times people just drill a hole or take like a self-tapper, drill it to the frame, but then over the years that corrodes. I've had really good luck just welding a stainless steel bolt to the frame, and then it seems like it limits a lot of that stuff. So tip number 3. Tip number 3 is gonna sound really stupid. Tip number 3, we could tie it into 3 and then maybe like subcategory 3A, 3B. Tip number 3, be patient. Now, you know...
Well, wait, would you consider yourself, on a scale of like 1 to 5, 5 is like the most patient person in the whole world, and 1 is like no patience at all? Like, where do you consider yourself in there, like on a regular basis?
Now we're at like 24.
Right now, yeah.
I don't know, I figure like a 2.5 to 3. I mean, I figure I'm pretty patient.
I would put you a little higher.
Really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this stuff teaches you patience, because wiring is the one thing, like, you get exactly what you put into it. Funniest thing in the world is we had 2 back lights working, 2 forward lights working, 1 on the front and 1 on the rear, both died. That's what I get for using 40-something-year-old bulbs. All right, I'm gonna go find some bulbs quick. Oh, the crap you can't make up, right? And if you're trying to do it in just a couple hours, you're gonna have that result of, oh, this only took a couple hours, this only took like an hour, and then, you know, maybe it works in 2 years, maybe it don't. And when we're doing projects like this, the mindset is, it doesn't matter if it's 110 degrees outside on a freeway or if it's 4 below in a field,
Yeah, true.
trying to boost a truck. When you flip those switches, you want them to work. And for not just this year, but also like hopefully 10 years down the road. That's the goal. We'll see.
Right.
Hopefully the truck's still here in 10 years. We'll see.
I mean, what is the thing that normally goes wrong with wiring that would make it that you didn't do it right or you could have done a better job?
The number one thing we always fight is corrosion. Just living here in the upper Midwest where we have road salt, gravel roads, those two lead to corrosion. And usually when I'm pulling a wire connector apart or repinning one, it's just, you got to trim out what they call the green grunge. And you just basically got to trim all the wires back and then repin them because of the corrosion. Yeah, as soon as I started pulling it out, you could see they had a butt connector. And you know what's really funny is we were just talking about this. And then earlier today, we were just talking about that, like, I know it's a pain in the butt, but I've seen butt connectors that just pull apart. Then you can see here where butt connectors do pull apart. Doesn't mean they don't work. I've used them a bunch, but there's times I've had to go back, fix my wiring harness with them. So the only advice I can give to the next generation, if you're gonna be working on equipment, you're gonna be doing a lot of electrical, right? Right. We've joked that some of the most used hand tools in the shop are electrical pliers and soldering guns and different things like that. So it's just kind of fitting that I pull this harness apart and you can see where it was butt connected together and nope, she's done. But we've actually seen that a lot, haven't we? Yeah. I mean, it's more surprising it's more often than most people would realize. So yeah. So anyways, not trying to get into a lecture, but these are worth what you pay for them. And yeah, I'm just happy right now because this thing's been kicking my butt all day long and I think I got it. I think we just figured it out. So I think it was kind of what I thought. We had like four little problems all tying into one big one. So,
okay. So taking the time to do all that.
Yep, that, and then we were talking earlier about butt connectors. I've had a number of butt connectors that just seem like they just kind of, I don't know if it's just vibration, but they seem to kind of like pull back. So soldering it seems like we just get a much better connection on it. And those two things are the things when I have to go back and redo the wiring that I wired.
Okay.
That's usually what it is. So wiring, patience is just one of those things where it's like you get, in wiring, you absolutely get what you put into it. All right, well, as I get older, I don't want to admit that I'm forgetting things, but when you've been doing some things for 20 some years, it's hard to go back and remember everything, but that's why we have the internet, right? One neat thing with modern vehicles, if you see the switch bank on this 2008 Ford F-250, that was actually a factory add-on. That's what Ford calls the uplifter switches. And it's kind of neat. I had to do some reading on it because I remember I made them work on my dad's truck. We have a couple trucks around here that have that switch pack. And it took me a little while to remember how to do it. I know we wired the fog lights into my dad's truck on it, etc. I know years ago I helped a friend. Believe it or not, when we started wiring this, I had to pull it up on Google to kind of remember how those actually work. What Ford did is right in here, they made a relay block. So they got 4 relays. The first 2 switches actually run 2 30 amp relays, and then the other 2 is a 10 and a 15. So actually, once you kind of figured out how to wire that, it was actually pretty easy because of the relay pack that's already here, they already had it powered up. And basically I had 4 wire leads that were attached to the 4 switches, and then all the relays, all of that, all the power, that Ford already did that. So it actually worked out really, really nice. Budgets, right? They never go away. They never ever go away.
Doesn't it feel like everything just keeps getting more expensive and more expensive?
We're trying to be positive, right? I think what is frustrating is I see the same dollar amounts get spent, but I know it's purchasing less and less. Yeah. But on the same note, what do you do, right? Yeah. We all get dealt this hand of cards and we all got to work with it. But budgets, as things have tightened up, like I said, buying cheaper lights with the mindset that if they don't work, they're easy to swap out, and then putting the money in a good quality wire loom, solder, tape, etc. Those are where it's always paid dividends. I like, in a lot of these wiring harnesses, I like running electrical tape all the way down them if they're gonna go underneath the chassis, because sometimes it's not even just corrosion. Sometimes it's oils and diesel fuel, and if something like that gets on them, they actually start to deteriorate the outside coating, where I find just that really good 3M electrical tape, that kind of offsets all that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years has it taken you to learn all of this?
Oh, 20 plus.
Yeah, right.
Luckily, I've always been able to learn from other mechanics, and so they've been, and you kind of find the neat thing with today's world too, like YouTube, there's so many, if you really want to dive into like good soldering videos, good wiring, and break it down to like a much more better in-depth tutorial, there's plenty of videos out there where guys can really break it down in like 10, 15-minute windows. Us, with this video, it's always kind of just like hitting the basics, giving you some pointers along the way. Maybe if you've never soldered wires before, now you see me doing it. Now you can go look up some more videos on how to do it more in depth, where they talk about the different solders they use, etc. And that's kind of the point here. The other thing, we just kind of like keeping it light, basic, and having some fun with these videos. So
encourage you that you can do it too. If Eric can do it, you can do it.
High school education right there. Any fun things you're looking forward to this week?
Yeah, I think just a little more pool time with the kids, beach time, hang outside, and enjoy just a little more time before back to school. So
this has definitely been the week of like social interaction and distractions.
So much going on. I think it's just that time of year. It's like summer and fall are converging, I feel like, and so it's like get everything ready for school for the kids, and then we have these like final summer activities, but then the fall activities are already like starting to kick off, and then it's like, oh, make it to the pool, 1 or 2 more times before it snows in Minnesota, right? And so it has just been like one thing after another.
Yeah, Friday night. So our local county here, Dakota County, had their county fair on Friday. We actually made it to the demo derby. Yeah. A lot of fun. I mean, so much fun.
That is like one of. Some people are probably everyone that watches your videos gets it. Some are probably like watching cars run into each other. I don't know about you. That was like one of the highlights of our childhood growing up. Every year I looked forward going to the demo derby at the fair.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing too is like, okay, we went to a few baseball games growing up. I think Dad took us all to one Vikings game. Yeah. We didn't have, and then obviously a lot of local sports. So we didn't have a whole lot of social stuff in the summer, and so when Fair Week rolled around, that was like our one time to. Like 72 hours.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Like 72 hours before the fair started, we were finishing up our 4-H projects, or like an hour. I mean, I'm not saying we're the only kids that ever brought a project with wet paint or wet stain.
Yeah, for sure.
But so that's why I think that whole fair week we looked forward to it. And then as we got older, what did the fair signal? The last week of freedom before 2-a-day started.
Yeah.
And so that's where we always kind of knew, like, hey.
Yeah. And we got to like spend a lot of time with our friends and.
Bye, Ben. Hi. Thanks for the video. You're welcome.
I remember one of the years, one of our grandpa's drivers, or a guy that drove semi for our grandpa, he had a car in the demo derby, and he was prepping it at our grandpa's farm, and so we kind of got to see like the whole process. Diana got to help paint on it, and so then that night we got to go and see it and everything. It was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and there's for me at least, there's always so many good good memories attached to the fair. And so that's why I think it's easy. I mean, it always sucks when you get to this point in August because you're like, nope, we know. We're not saying summer's over. We're just saying we're in the back half and that kind of stuff. But Fair Week was always a lot of fun. And going to the demo derby, I think it's kind of neat because I remember in high school I was wondering, hey, what are demo derbies going to look like? And here we are 22 years later. Boom, going. They're still going. Yeah. 24 years later? Okay, look at that. 20 some years later, hey, there's still demolition derbies and your kids get to enjoy them. I mean, I was surprised how good the crowd was. Yeah. I mean, it was really good. I mean, great turnout, which is good. I mean, you're glad to see. I know not everybody's into motorsports, but I always look at it like, great, what a great experience at the local level to bring your friends or bring people that have never experienced something like that. And maybe they don't go to another one, but at least hopefully they go, have a good time, and enjoy their summer night.
Corbin, my 12-year-old, is like, Mom, I want to do that. I'm like, you want to do everything you see that has a motor, so we'll see. We'll see. So.
Is it crazy that we're looking at the calendar going, Mom and Dad are going camping this week? That means the house is more empty.
We love our mom and dad so much.
They say the same thing though when we're not around.
My goodness, it's nice in the house.
Everyone says it. Everyone says it. There's nothing better than nobody in the house where you just get to enjoy it.
And how much you love them. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely not a love or not love type thing. It's just, it's easier to love. It's easier to find your inner patience when no one's around.
You and I can coexist in there totally fine. We're like at opposite corners of the house.